Lo logramos de nuevo. Verizon fue nombrada por RootMetrics como la red más confiable del país y nuestros clientes nos calificaron como número 1 en calidad entre todas las redes del país según J.D. Power. Número 1 en confiabilidad 16 veces consecutivas. La red más premiada en calidad 27 veces consecutivas, demostrando una vez más que nadie diseña redes como Verizon. Por eso diseñamos 5G como debe ser. Por eso, mejor red hay solo una.
Hello y bienvenidos. I'm Maureen Reedy, the President and CEO of the Paley Center for Media, and it is my great pleasure to welcome you to a very special Paley Front Row presented by Citi program with the trailblazing hosts of the hit series Red Table Talk, the Estefans. This program is part of the Paley Center's annual salute to Hispanic achievements in television. First up, we thank Verizon, our official sponsor of the Paley Center's Hispanic Heritage Month celebration, which includes an outstanding lineup of high-profile events and a dynamic, interactive experience which explores the rich history of Hispanic representation on television. We invite you to check it out at paleycenter.org. We'd also like to thank John Josephson and Carolina Zaff for their invaluable support of this event and all events in our quarterly series celebrating women and exploring media's powerful shaping role in providing a diverse and inclusive platform for women's voices. Music legend, cultural icon, and multiple Grammy Award winner Gloria Estefan has been among the most beloved and admired figures in all of entertainment for decades, as well as a highly respected advocate for the Hispanic community. Along with her husband, Emilio Estefan, she has been nominated for a Tony Award and received both the Presidential Medal of Freedom and the Library of Congress's Gershwin Prize for Popular Song. In 2017, she became the first Cuban-American singer-songwriter to receive the Kennedy Center honors. Daytime Emmy Award winner and TV superstar Lily Estefan has won the hearts of millions of viewers in her extraordinary television career. She first rose to fame in 1986 as a cast member and quickly became an audience favorite on the globally beloved Univision variety show, Sábado Gigante. Then in 1998, she launched the massively popular Univision entertainment news program, El Gordo y la Flaca. The Emmy Award daytime program is so iconic that today she is known around the world simply as La Flaca. Lily has been honored with her own star on the famous El Paseo de las Luminarias, Mexico's equivalent of the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Singer, songwriter, multi-instrumentalist, and actress Emily Estefan began performing at just 8 years old. In 2017, she released her debut album, Take Whatever You Want, and has performed at prestigious venues like the Essence Festival, South by Southwest, and the Kennedy Center Honors. She has recorded guitar solos for Carlos Santana, co-wrote the only original song on the hit Broadway musical On Your Feet, and wrote, produced, and performed on the Wailers' Grammy-nominated album, One World. Together as hosts of the Daytime Emmy and GLAAD Media Awards nominated Facebook Watch series, Red Table Talk, the Estefans, they have created a high-profile platform for honest and impactful conversations among all women. The first of 12 new episodes of the highly anticipated series premieres today, September 30th, and I can't wait to watch each and every one. Never before has Paley's mission been more vital, as media has been the undisputed connector to a nation in these unprecedented times. And Paley is uniquely positioned to meet this moment with impactful conversations led by influential leaders, such as the extraordinary women that we have with us today. We are honored to welcome the three hosts of Red Table Talk, the Estefans, to the Paley Center. Multiple Grammy Award winner, Gloria Estefan, Daytime Emmy Award winner, Lily Estefan, and Grammy nominee, Emily Estefan. Now, before we start the program, there's a brief housekeeping note. If you are tweeting, our hashtag on Twitter is #Paley. We also invite you to subscribe to the Paley YouTube channel, and you can just click on the subscribe button below the video. But now I'm so pleased to welcome our moderator, the Emmy Award-winning journalist, Gio Benitez. Gio is a transportation correspondent for all ABC News programs and platforms, including Good Morning America, ABC World News Tonight, Nightline, and 2020. Please join me in welcoming Gio Benitez. Gio, over to you.
Oh, Maureen, thank you so much for having me. And this is just so special because, listen, I'm a Miami boy, but not only am I a Miami boy, I'm a Cubanito in Miami, okay? So it is so great to be with all three of you here. Welcome to the Paley Front Row Red Table Talk, the Estefans. Of course, Gloria, Lily, and Emily right there with us. Thank you so much for being here.
We are thrilled and honored to be with you. Thank you for those beautiful introductions.
Yes.
And we are ready to go. So we're very excited to be here today. I know Lily and Em as well.
Maybe. Happy to be with a Cubanito. I love that. Yes. We're celebrating big this month.
We're going to need you to read those intros everywhere we go now.
Exactly.
Absolutely. No, it's a special month. It's Hispanic Heritage Month. So listen, this is so great that you're launching during this month for the show. And I think the show is so special because you have so much to talk about. And Gloria, I know that this is something that you feel it's such a vital part of everything you do, because I know that you interact with folks on social media in such a way to help them with their lives. And this is something that you're able to do with such a big platform. So congratulations again on this. These new episodes, you're going to cover some really powerful themes. Colorism, you're going to talk about online bullying, the Surfside collapse, that awful building collapse. You're going to talk about that. The recent protests and crisis within Cuba, which is something where we still have to focus on. What is the process like to choose these topics?
Well, if you want, I'll kick it off. It's very difficult. We have a multitude of things that we want and need to talk about, but certain things take precedence. For us, it was incredibly important to highlight the protests in Cuba because we know that when they're happening and they're being covered by the mainstream press and all over the world, they get a lot of attention and things could change a little bit for them there. But as the cameras leave and it gets quiet, especially since Cuba has become militarized. That's how they've been able to control the protests. So it's very important for us to keep that message out there. So it was a no-brainer to do that episode. And we have a very beautiful and unique musical performance that goes along with that.
Oh,
yes. We can't really talk about it too much because it's a surprise.
It's a beautiful surprise.
But as you know, we have the red piano as well at the red table. And this year, it grows even more musically with Emily and
with all of us. Yeah. A lot of incredible new surprises. And I know
I don't want to get off the Cuba topic only because it was the first time that something like that happened in the island. And it was a great opportunity for, Emily, Gloria, and me to talk about the perspective from here, from the United States, especially from Miami, because the Miami community kept saying, si los cubanos están en la calle, Miami está en la calle. It was a huge phrase that really made an incredible impact. And
which meaning if the Cubans in Cuba are in the streets, Miami's in the streets.
Yes.
When we choose topics, I think as well, we're always thinking about our audience or like our family. Something that's so incredible about this show is that we create a community with our viewers. This is something that Jada and Willow and Gammy did beautifully and continue to do, which is to invite the viewers to become a part of the conversation. And we're still there as well afterwards, commenting and responding, seeing people's feedback. So we wanted to present themes and topics that not only were important to us, they're important in the Latin community. And as we speak about it, you notice that it's a mirror for many, many other communities. At the end of the day, we're just human beings. And then also something that can reach you at home and help and maybe provide a space for you to have some of those conversations with your family or maybe look at something a different way. I'm really looking forward for everybody to see the colorism episode. It's something that is not talked about a lot in the Latino world. And I love being brave and taking a stab at these conversations.
Yes, Amara La Negra will be on that show, as will be Las and Camaro from Queer Eye.
And Las Alonso.
Yeah, that we have some amazing guests and somebody in our own family because it's all about family. And we really try to connect personally to each of these topics. And we always have something to say about everything, believe me. It's like, any topic you throw at us, we're going to have something to say about it. But online bullying was another very, very important topic for us, especially since I have my grandson that I am really engaging with and talking to him about these things, because this is going to be a part of his world.
And we spoke about that after. It's funny, we'll do these episodes and then we'll check in. It doesn't just end there. It really doesn't. You know, I'll be like, Mom, have you spoken to Sasha about bullying? And she'll be like, you know what? I'm going to talk to him about it today. You know what I mean? It just kind of give you that pause to take a moment and apply, you know, some of these things to your
we're
life.
learning.
Yeah, we're
If
learning.
the three of us that are sitting at the table and are doing the show, and it's what you say, Emily, we finish and then you go home and you realize that you don't stop there. You keep on thinking, and I think that's going to be the same reaction people are going to be having at home, because that's the idea, Gio, for families, you know, after they see the episode, to be able to connect, to be able to say, oh my God, they're right. I had never thought about this. So hopefully that's the connection that we can have with everyone at home that sees Red Table Talk this day.
Or they're wrong. We invite all opinions.
Yes, exactly. But we saw a lot of that in the first 8 episodes that people can binge watch now in preparation, you know, for these 12 episodes that are starting today. You can get to know us. They're all there. But we looked a lot. We asked our audience, what do you want to hear about? What do you want us to talk about? So that was also a big part of the decision-making process in choosing the shows. And we've gotten a lot of feedback, especially from the Emmy-nominated and GLAAD-nominated Coming Out episode with Emily. We got so much feedback from both you know, gay young people that hadn't come out to their parents.
Love the young gays.
Yes, that used our show as a way in to the conversations with their parents. And I got a lot of feedback from the parents, because that was
and divorce, that episode, even people were reaching out to me about your episode, because
the divorce
that's another
episode,
taboo.
Yeah, and I was talking to a bunch of friends the other day, and I was saying, you know what? For me, the incredible thing was it wasn't only women who came up to me. So many men in the street would come out and say the same thing happened to me. Thank you,
but they wanted a date.
Episode.
They know you're available. That was their end.
They said, "Oh yeah, that's not God." Let's go. No, and those 2 episodes, I remember my husband and I were watching those 2 episodes, and Emily, we were in tears watching that, because I thought it was so powerful how you all had that conversation, and you were all able to bring your own experiences into that conversation in such a powerful way. What did you learn from that first season of this?
Oh, we already knew that we are connected and love each other very much as family. I think that in every episode we learn from our guests a lot, and even from each other, because sometimes there were some very unexpected reactions.
Sometimes
among us 3.
I was sitting, Gio, I was sitting there and I'm like, okay, I don't want to get in the middle, but what's going on?
What do you mean get in the middle? You're the host.
Wow, okay, I need this moment. I know it's happening right in front of me, but what am I supposed to do? Even for a person like me, I'm her cousin, her niece, and as a family member, it was hard to see Emily so broken, and to learn that I wasn't there for her when she needed me. And then I kept telling her, why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you reach out to me? And why didn't you talk? It was a family and human experience.
And then you add 10 cameras. No.
And then add 10 cameras.
We don't see the cameras.
No, yeah.
No, we're not seeing
They
it.
hide the cameras. But we go to those moments. And I'm going to say this season, there was some spice on that table, boy. Because, another thing that was exciting.
I'm changing her name to Firecracker, I think. I'll take it. Fosforito.
Listen, it's better than dud.
Match.
It's better than boring nothing. No, we're passionate. That's our excuse, right?
Yeah. Why not?
This season also, we were able to explore personal things and revelations that are incredible, and you just got to watch to check it out, because if not, I'll be fired. No, but we also had an opportunity to explore topics that weren't as personal, which also, more opinions come out, which sometimes can be fiery. You know what I mean? So I'll leave it.
We're connected to every one of those topics, quite honestly, in some
and the people that we meet are incredible. I feel like we meet them, and now I can't wait to share the conversation and what we did, with the viewers.
Right. And I don't think people realize that we actually tape from 2 to 3 hours of conversation.
Yeah.
Uninterrupted.
Oh, wait. So you do 3 hours and then you bring it down to...
Yes.
Wow.
It gets synthesized. Our audience is constantly telling us that they want it longer, but apparently there is something very well known about people's attention span and how long they actually are going. They know everything.
And them wanting more.
Right.
There's a lot of bonus content.
For 2 to 3 hours, there's a lot. People, I personally think that one day, if we get the opportunity, we should literally do a live
yes,
episode.
That was my idea.
All right, because
no editing.
I think people, they can come in, come out, go get lunch, bring it, something, but it really is fascinating, and nothing is put on. We don't discuss before.
Yeah.
We prepare. We do a lot of research on our guests, on the topic.
We can't even say hello to the guests.
Yeah.
Like we see the guests
when they come, because
they come to the table.
We want it to be very, very natural, unscripted,
but
and raw.
Also, exactly. Gio, you do this all the time. Just like it takes a little bit of time for them to feel comfortable at the table, and for them to really get to the point where you can be so honest that people are going to get the whole experience about what happened to you.
Yeah.
People don't just sit there and it's a process. That's why it takes, I guess, so long.
We also drug them with truth serum.
So it's in the red paint.
Yeah.
We glean the most, impactful parts of the conversation. And thank God we're not the ones editing that, because it would be impossible. But then I always look at it and remind them, hey, put this back in. Remember, we said this and we said that. And they're very good about it. It's a very good creative effort together. But yes, they're long conversations.
Queen Gloria is executive producer.
Exactly.
So, what has this done for your relationship?
Sanity in there. Sorry. Go ahead.
It's not in there.
What has this done for your relationship?
We've had great relationships. It does deepen them. Sometimes it rubs you and
working with your family is hard no matter what. And then you introduce all these other things.
Working with going on vacation with a family sometimes.
No, and with you, forget it. And with you better be ready for a photo shoot around the clock.
Exactly. It's the same thing. We're forever. We do everything together.
I wouldn't change it for the world.
I wouldn't change it for the world. So we're used to agreeing, disagreeing, getting in trouble, getting out of trouble, learning things. I don't know,
But we always touch back and go, hey, because we love each other. We kind of, on our ski trips that we took forever, that we would go together as a family with the kids. That was a serious warm up for Red Table, because we ate breakfast, lunch, and dinner together, which was the best part of those trips, because you're there in the same house. And we had a lot of these conversations for different things, not these specific topics, but we always talked a lot. And you can't fake this relationship. I don't think we could have just come together suddenly and been able to do Red Table.
We could, but you have to try really hard.
It'd be weird. You can't fake.
It would have taken
that. You say, what's your quote? You can't fake real.
You can't fake.
And also, yesterday, somebody said to me, and I really step back and put it into perspective. They're like, how cool. What incredible memories, you're going to have forever, that you can show your children that you guys got to do this together. And I'm like, you know what? That's amazing. Forever and ever we'll have these amazing, stories to
conversations.
Share. Yeah.
Well,
right.
We made it happen for a few family members also.
Yes. You're gonna get some. We can't talk about it.
Pineapple.
But some exclusives.
We have to say pineapple. That means don't talk anymore about it.
La familia.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I know we're getting little teases for exclusives here, and I want to know more.
Absolutely.
Listen, I think that when I think back to all the programs that are on English language television right now, I don't think there's any other program with an all Latina cast, of hosts. So do you feel that responsibility? Like, do you feel when you're having these conversations, is that sort of front and center in your mind?
You know what? I don't know if it's front and center always for me. I'm not going to speak for them.
I haven't even thought about it.
We are human beings having conversations that, yes, in Latino households, sometimes these things are taboo because it's not like anybody doesn't know stuff that's happening, but sometimes for us, it's better just don't talk about it. And quite honestly, not talking about things makes things harder on certain family members that may be experiencing things that we don't know about. I studied communication in college because to me, it is so incredible, and to have had the opportunity through my lyrics to communicate worldwide with people. And when I write a song, I am very conscious about how it's going to make someone feel when they hear it. So to me at the table, what's important is to be honest, because people know in a minute, just like they know whether a song came from a real place or you're just trying to put something together because it's happening in the music industry. People can tell. I don't know how, but it gets through. Likewise with these conversations, they're honest, and it is important for us to, to bring to light in our community. And also we're examples to the people that aren't Latinos as to what a Latino sounds, looks, and thinks like.
But I understand what he says, Tia. Gio, yes, I think when you look at this show, there has never been anything, because it was created by Jada. It's a concept that, it's a groundbreaking, show that the topics, just to concentrate in one topic and be able to be so honest to the point where people are going to go like, huh? With the entanglement, yeah. Jada's entanglement for me was like, oh my God.
Lady's obsessed with the entanglement.
Yes.
I think it's just the word.
I was like, how can you be so honest? And then I think the beautiful thing was to see them, be able to stay together, process what happened, support each other, and be able to move on. It was an example for us as, Latinas that are like, okay, if I get you doing this, you're out.
Ay, me asustaste.
Yeah, that's what we do. Asustamos. Yeah. So Jada was so honest. Instead of saying like the rumor is going to be out there, no, she put it on the table and she was the first one to talk about it. She said, let's clear this publicly, and she did.
Like you did with your divorce.
Like I did with my divorce.
Because lots of people were wanting to know what happened.
Yeah.
But for a couple of years, first of all, because I was right there by her side, she was raw. And I don't think she could have talked about it at that time. So the timing was very good too.
Even before the pandemic,
yeah,
when we're going to really do the show, because, we're supposed to start last year, way before we did.
Pre-pan.
Yeah.
Pre-pan.
I think those 5 months that we had to get ready for the show, we all had a process going, and my life,
including therapy.
Peaceful. Yeah, we did therapy. We did a little of everything. So I was ready.
Gotta be ready for everything, baby.
And I did it with a lot of love. Maybe before it would have not been the same way. So it takes time, and yes.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Yeah, and that franchise, you were talking about the franchise, the Red Table Talk franchise, critically acclaimed for representing, authentic women's voices and providing, and I think this is really important, providing that multi-generational approach to the show, to have all of these different voices. That's really important to you, right? To see how different generations are seeing one particular issue.
Yeah, it's very important and it's unique. Quite honestly, how many families have 3 generations of women that are, that can do this? Because I've been in the business forever. Lily's in her own world and Emily is starting out, but she's still grown up in a family that's been in this forever. And that's not easy to find. So we have a very unique situation. And then on top of that, we're super close. So that's there's just a lot of things that are unique to the situation in the show, which is why I think
is unique.
Jada and Westbrook approached us to do it. because they were very aware.
Also,
about
you know, there's this, we talk about it a little in certain moments, but the generational thing is also incredible because like in Latino culture, something that was unique to me that I noticed different and I'm growing up is the difference in how people respect older people or like grandparents or parents and their family. You know, now we're growing in this age where there needs to be respect amongst generations in your family, no matter how different your views are, you know, and then beyond that, just like the value of having, you know, a grandparent or a parent offer a space to hear a younger voice being heard. You know what I mean? Like sometimes we do that poorly in Latin cultures or any cultures as well. So just like the ability to recognize that we can learn from each other, I feel like is a brand of the show in and of itself. You know, there are some episodes where, you know, Lily will actually have a, you know, maybe more antiquated opinion than my mom will, you know, even though my mom is technically from another generation or, you know, like,
and you're
Willow,
from another planet.
Yes,
well, because
there's that too.
she learned a few words that I didn't learn. What was it?
Oh, snatch.
Oh, I've been learning new lingo. Boy, that's been
Not for me though. Not for me.
Yeah,
from
you
some
know,
of the guests.
not from Emily.
And I'm like, what is she saying? And Emily's like, ha ha. And I'm like, I have no idea what she's saying.
Here's some of the words I've learned. Snatched.
Yeah.
When someone looks snatched.
Yeah, like you look good.
I had no
All three of you look snatched.
Well, thank you, but who knew that word had a completely different connotation
What
to
was
me?
the other one? There was another one.
Dragging. They were dragged.
Oh yeah.
When you're dragged on social media, which means like that they're giving you a hard time, apparently.
Okay. You see? And I'm like, you're dragging who? Like,
Who are you dragging where?
I know. So
Does millennial?
I'm gonna start a new book.
Lingo.
Yeah.
no.
New lingo.
You know, it's really bad when I'm not even a Gen Zer. Like
Yeah,
now we
you're
have
a little
space
weird in
for a
that
whole
way.
other generation.
Yeah, you're kind of weird that way.
By the way, a lot of that stuff is from the gay community, and just now people are starting to, you know what I mean, like snatched and beat and
For God's sake, I'm
dragged.
still at Fierce, and that's got to be like 1,000 years old.
I still like Fierce, just so you know.
Fierce
We're
and
learning
snatched.
every day.
That's
we keep on learning.
let's change it.
Oh my God,
Red
that
table
cracks me.
talk, fierce and snatched.
Yeah.
There you go.
Ay, Dios mío.
And this is why you should watch the show for more of this craziness.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
Bring a
And you can
notepad.
You're such a tight-knit family. Like we're seeing that here, right? How close you all are. So are you surprised that you're still learning stuff about each other as you're sitting there for 3 hours at a time before the show?
I really can't tell you what this is, but I learned something this season on the table. Okay.
Is that when you walked away from the table?
I've walked away a couple of times this season.
Yeah. You couldn't have.
All in good fun, but I needed like a moment. And one of them after the show was texting Lily's daughter, like, did we really find that out today? She's like, I don't know. I feel like it was a bad dream. I'm like,
Yeah.
too late now. The whole
Okay,
world
but it was
did
your
it.
idea. You said, why
That's
don't
what
we
I
bring
get.
other members
That's
of
what
the
I
family
get.
to
Yeah,
the table?
well, that's what I get.
yeah.
Shot
Okay,
myself
this-
in the foot there.
This is what you get. I told you, be
This
careful.
is what you get.
I had this in my deal.
You made your bed, now lay in it.
Yeah.
Be careful what you ask for
Yes.
or wish for.
No, and then of course we keep hanging out after, and this one will be like, oh, let's just keep talking. 3 or 4 hours isn't enough. Let me scar you with more stuff. Let me traumatize you with even more things.
Listen, you're no stranger to being on camera. All three of you. You've been on camera. You've been in front of an audience. But this is different, right? I mean, this is more intimate. This is something where you are sitting there talking about your thoughts, everything that maybe your secrets, things that you haven't talked about. This is different. Is it harder to do this? I mean, Gloria, is it harder for you, for example, to be so intimate and talk about yourself in such a way? And Lily too. I mean, you have this show that you kind of know where you're going, right? There's scripts, you know where you're going. This is different.
Well, speaking generationally, I think it's at this moment of my life that I can do this. If my mother were still alive, I doubt that I would be doing this because I shielded my mom from a lot of things, and I think that at this point in my career, having had such a wonderful opportunity to share so much of me musically with the fans throughout the world, I think it's important to do this because we are who we are. And I think that because we've been around cameras actually allows us to ignore the cameras. We're used to it. Yeah. Emily's had a camera in her face from the time she was born. So we have a different relationship to cameras than someone that is more new in this world might have, because we kind of can
but there's forget them. There's something to speak to that point as well, because there's a danger, not just anybody, and we talk about this a lot. We don't advocate for you to just hit record and share your feelings and all the time and share everything and share all your private life. The internet is a dangerous tool. It's also, like anything that's incredible, it has, its consequences. So I think because of the people that we are able to navigate this in a way where when we are sharing something, as much as we don't talk about it, we really think about it and say, is this going to help somebody? Is this going to hurt me? Because we're all human beings. We all make mistakes. And if I knew everything about you, Gio, I'm sure that wouldn't be that fun. Like the same way. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yes,
there are some things that are meant to be kept private, and we don't share just to share.
It's not gossip.
Right, exactly.
There's a reason for everything we're sharing.
But there is one of the episodes where Gloria finally decided to share something with the audience that
which we can't talk
about. We can't talk about it, but Gio, the producers didn't even know.
I didn't tell them.
Yeah.
So to that extent, they had put together a show. We had guests.
Yeah.
And suddenly I'm sitting at the table and, Emily's talking about her experience. I'm talking about my experience with that topic. And then suddenly Gloria goes, okay, this is the first time and I guess the last time that you're going to talk.
Yeah. Okay. But
that's it.
Skeevy, as we say. Yeah, no, we can't talk about it, but...
And it was very...
just going to keep talking about
it. It was incredible for me because I mean, I'm like, I'm sure she's going to talk about this, but I didn't know how, because that's one thing. We don't talk about the topic before.
Yeah.
So we actually go raw to the table.
Yeah, I really didn't know till that moment that I was going to share that. I didn't. I thought about it a lot. I've thought about it throughout my life, and then like I say, it's those moments that I think, okay, this is going to help someone.
You kept that in this new series.
Guess here how you have to you have to go watch.
No, it's in the new series.
Yeah, it is.
It may be possibly in the first episode.
Who knows?
Of this series.
Yeah,
maybe
so,
maybe not.
Yeah, I'm going back.
You'll have to watch. Let's see.
I'm going back to your point. I remember Gloria calling me to do Red Table Talk, and I said, "Oh my God, yes, of course I will do it." But I had never seen Red Table Talk. I get everyone. I remember everyone talking about it and talking about the topics, and I'm like, "It's got to be great." Until I sat and I watched one of the episodes with Jade, and I'm like, I call her back. Are you sure? Like, Gio, it was one of those moments that I'm like, are you sure? And then Gloria was like, you know what, Flaca? We have been doing this for such a long time that people really think that our life is totally different from what it really is. Like, we have the same problems like everyone else. Yes, we have a beautiful career, a beautiful life, public life, but they don't know what we go through. This is the moment. And I said, okay, I think you're right. And
I thought you were gonna bail all of a sudden, like, change my mind. But no, she did. I was surprised when she said from the get-go, like, yes. I'm going like, okay, I guess she's seen it. And then
I go back and I'm like,
no, she thought it was a show about a talking table. She's like, I see, que maravilla.
That's amazing. I remember, so Good Morning America, we did a story on the episode where Emily came out, that incredible episode. And I remember I said, okay, well, I'm going to watch this show. And so I had my phone out and I was watching the show. And then all of a sudden I'm like, espera, I need to figure out how to find the Facebook Watch app on my TV. And I put it on because I needed it in surround sound. And you have to, like, that's part of the experience. The show is just that powerful.
Yes.
Yeah.
true.
Well, you can mirror any device to your TV nowadays if you have a smart TV. So that's an easy thing
You
to
should
do.
try watching it upside down.
Hey,
Then it really gets interesting.
That's good.
But yes, a lot of people no, and I did a whole video on how to turn on the Spanish captions because that's another
remember.
kind of frustrating thing for us because we're Latinas and everybody, all we get is, why isn't it in Spanish? Why isn't it in Spanish? And we're going, Facebook is worldwide and the main language that is spoken worldwide still,
And like you said, it's
Yeah, but
important to
they don't buy it.
English.
They don't buy it.
It's important.
Hispanics
it's in Spanglish, kind of.
By the way, like you said, a big part of this is we're working on the captions and that kind of stuff, and you check everything.
I check
to make
every
sure-
caption, by the way.
to make sure that it's accurate, because sometimes it's not.
I have a beef with those,
But
when they
the
translate
translation,
things. So I check every caption to make sure it is the exact intention and what was being said in English is what is getting translated to Spanish.
And
a lot of work.
and we hope that our audience, grows around the world, because these are topics that we want the whole world to hear about. For me, I'm proud that we present the things that we do in Spanish. Some of the interviews come up in Spanish, but I love that we can educate also and share these conversations with people who speak English, who maybe don't like Latinos, who maybe, you never know. I love those people that,
Or don't know
that you
Latinos.
catch off guard.
that
You know
don't
what I
know
mean?
exactly.
Yeah, like as a way also just into.
And by the
our
way, we're
culture.
not all Latinos, all right? Because as we know, since it is Hispanic Heritage Month, I think it's important to point out that each of the cultures in the Latin world, all right, have their own unique and wonderful traditions, ways of speaking Spanish. Sometimes one word will mean one thing to one country,
Oh, yeah.
and then it's a bad word in another country, or kind of a rude word.
I've made that mistake.
Our
me too.
music is very different. You can't just lump all Latin music into one thing. Brazilian music is one world. Tex-Mex and Mexican music is a different one. You've got tango from Argentina, Dominican Republic with its merengue, bomba from Puerto Rico. And I've experienced all these rhythms and actually recorded a lot of them because we would play them all throughout our gig days. So there is a vast, difference, and we bring different Latino cultures to the table. We're Cuban. That's what happens to be our experience. But there's a lot of different experiences that we share as well through the table.
Yeah. It's
And
Dominican.
Gloria, I love that you talked about how your purpose and your intention with the show is really to help people. And I think that when people hear that, they may say, oh, well, no, she's just saying that. But for you, I was shocked when we were, sitting together at Ana Navarro's wedding and we were talking. I could not believe that you were telling me that you actually sometimes speak with fans about issues they're going on in their lives.
Yes.
Because that for you, that background that you have in psychology is so important to you. So this really is a passion for you to help people.
Very much. And by the way, my musical career, that to me is the most beautiful part, that it connects. It connects cultures. It bridges, all kinds of fans from everywhere, regardless of their language or religion. And to me, the beauty of social media and the internet has been that connectivity, which also, creates challenges. Like just the anonymity allows hatred to pour out and grow and expand and be shared. But it is up to all of us. And on the online bullying episode, we talk a lot about the different nuances of what goes on in the internet, what we need to protect our kids from as parents, to be aware of what's happening and to protect our own psyche as well, because this is an unregulated, brand new frontier, which we are all experimenting.
Yeah, for sure. And Emily, I know you're just getting started. I mean, oye, pero ¿qué voz tienes?
Well, I'm
I mean, you
almost
are an
30, so I don't know
amazing
about
musician.
just getting started.
Don't rush yourself, girl.
I'm already tired. No.
You're 26. Oh, my Lord.
Listen, I'm 26 in a very different music industry than you are. The world has changed a lot.
Yes, it
I
has.
can't believe you just said 26 is almost 30. That's 4
No,
years.
thank
girl.
you. I
got
was gonna
time.
say-
Hold on, guys.
You're on the other side of a quarter
Hold on,
century.
coño. I'm turning 27 in a couple months, and these years in the pandemic, I lost. Like when I turned 25, first of all, I started my 25th birthday crying on the floor. You remember that?
I remember.
And then I lost those 2 years. And for young people, it's tough because, I mean, for anybody.
How about for older people?
You already lived your 20s.
Oh, really?
You already had your 20s. It's true, though. Like,
I would not want to
like,
go back there.
okay,
that I
like
can
Lena, your daughter, having your senior year, you can't go to school. You're inside. Like, come on. If that were you and it were your senior year.
No, it wasn't me, and I was having.
I would be,
like,
you know, I would be super
happening
bummed.
to the 2020 class. I know.
Anyway, what was
No.
the question before they
Before we went off on a tangent.
Oh, sorry.
No, I was asking, because you're okay. So I won't say you're just starting out, but you are. We all know you are, and you must be getting a lot of those same kinds of messages like your mom gets, right? Where people need help and they want help and they're looking for your thoughts.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've always realized like Mom and Lils have always communicated with their audiences, even obviously before Red Table. Like there are people who I've known since I'm born, really, who have followed my mom around the world and have flown out. Like when I started playing in bars when I was like 13, 14 years old. My mom was there, don't worry.
I was there.
And, like some of these cats would fly out, like be there just to hear me play like rock covers in a band. You know what I mean? So without support and without people like giving you a space to use your voice or play your music, you don't exist, or you can't put it in the world. You need the world to receive it, So I'm always really gracious for anybody who's reaching out to make those connections and trying to reach out as much as I can. When it comes to the coming out episode, I got a lot of, I sat, like this built the bridge, I sat and I told my mom, hey, I'd love to watch this with you, and then have a chat, or, I watched this, I want to check in with you. Do you feel any of these things? You know what I mean? And having a piece of media to maybe make you feel a little more comfortable, like a blanket, you know what I mean? That's awesome, especially in the day and age of so much media that has negative and malicious kind of just like energy in it. You know what I mean? Like nothing against that. I think that you should create whatever art you want to, right? But for me, that's been ingrained in me a lot. Like if you have a pen, like write something worth reading. You know what I mean? So
was it healing for you?
No, of course.
Because it was healing for me.
No,
and everybody's always asking me that, Lily, was it healing? Was it finally like you were able to talk about it? I think it was more because I would talk about it with my friends. When I was going through the process.
About the divorce.
Yes, the divorce. I would talk. And I had like
and talk, like
because I
and talk some more.
And talk some more. So I had done the talking, but I think going public with the story was more getting the support. What you say,
yeah.
Just getting, because it's hard when you're going through something like that. Yeah.
And you're a public figure, so Lily got a lot of stuff thrown at her, like, oh, but you talk about other people's lives on your show, and, why haven't you talked about yours? And other than the fact that sometimes it was just legal things that were going on behind the scenes, because the real fake lawyer over here was in and read everything for her because she couldn't deal.
It was too much.
So
yeah, sidebar, Mom is the real fake everything. The real fake doctor, the real fake lawyer, the real fake vet.
There you go.
Literally.
Vet.
She has real fake titles. She has real fake titles for all.
I have a lab coat and I have a gavel, and I have a red gavel, which frustratingly I was only able to use on one episode this season.
Oh, what a shame. I could cry for hours.
They would hide it. They would hide my gavel. But anyway, yes.
Yeah, but the fans were incredible. When I was going through the fans were incredible. Wow. And I got back a lot of what I had done before, just like Gloria. You connect with them, you follow them back. Because you see the ones that are constant, like every day.
There are haters too.
Yes,
I don't get a lot of haters. I'm very lucky.
You're just not looking.
I don't follow back the haters, but I follow back the ones that give you good energy, that you connect with them, what they think, what they feel, and then I realized I've helped them so much, in their own lives. Like I had one of them that was about to commit suicide. She has an autistic kid, and I remember reaching out to me. This lady must have been, I saw it like at 1 o'clock in the morning, and I remember talking to her, please give me your phone number, let me call you. She didn't want to get the call, and I tried, and the next day, at some point, she thanked me. She goes, I was at a point that maybe I would have gone on and committed.
No, you were listening. Sometimes people just need to know someone's listening.
She just needed to know exactly someone was listening. So I think all that love that you give to them, and all those moments that I've had with my fans through the years, because I'm really part of the personal things. You become a friend, and they become my friends. And I got all that back. It's incredible.
Yeah. And by the way, this doesn't, those people that say, no, they're just doing it for the show. These are topics that don't particularly help you to sell music or to sell what we're opening ourselves up very much.
This has nothing to do with what I do every day. Yeah, what I do every day has nothing to, nothing.
The world is changing like that too, though. We're becoming more open. We're sharing more. We're highlighting difficult conversations. A lot of times we have moments on the show where we're also like, dang, like we still have a long way to go on this earth. You know what I mean? Like it was not too long ago that women couldn't vote and slavery was, encouraged, and these things were on the same soil that we occupy today. So we're never going to run out of things to challenge and introduce and talk about it. That's something exciting too. We don't have, shows with plots and arcs, and those are great and entertaining and amazing. I love it. But when you can listen to the world and the time and offer like a reflection, like we could make this until we literally can't talk anymore.
That's hope.
Yeah, no, and I was thinking when you were talking about the haters, I was thinking about how in social media, we often see people who have little, snippy comments here and there. So after one of my reports, they may say something and I'll reply and I'll tell them something, and, I may make light of it or something, and I'll be respectful, but they will reply and say, oh, wait, I didn't know that you were actually reading this.
Right.
I didn't know that you were a real human. And so now it's like, well, wait a minute, what? That shows you how important conversation is.
Yeah.
And that is how important this show is, because you're having these conversations, and that's really how we connect as human beings.
Exactly. And by the way, that's a tricky subject. We talked about it a lot on online bullying, because the last thing you want to do, if you have thousands of beautiful comments from people, is highlight the one comment that may not be so beautiful.
Oh, you know who does it all the time?
Because I only do it if they rag on you. I can't take it.
Like, Mom, don't answer them. No, they can't talk about you. I don't care what they say about me.
Engage.
But that's what I'm saying.
My favorite is when you call me, Mom, and you go, just so you know, there's a very spicy Twitter thread. I got in a fight with someone, but I educated them. I'm like, okay.
I will only, there are certain moments where I will answer. Usually for me, it's political, which is funny because I don't support any politician and never had in my entire life. I'm not affiliated, but somehow each side, very polarized sides, grab me for their own entertainment. And then sometimes I just have to put a stop to it once in a while, and I will. And hello, I was on the debate team. It really is very exciting for me. So,
give the girl a twiddle.
I'm totally shocked that you were on the debate team. I'm so shocked.
What a surprising thing to know.
Oh, Gloria, Lily, Emily, what un placer. Thank you so much for doing this and speaking your truth. And thank you so much for what you do for not just Latinos, but everyone who's watching the show, because this helps everyone no matter where they are from. And I think that's what's really, really special. So thank you so much for being here too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We love being here with you. And anybody that is a fan of Red Table that's watched the show, I thank you so much for giving us a great first 8 episodes and for listening and watching. And I promise you got some really interesting things coming up in these next 12, starting today, September 30th. I was born the 1st. I was married the 2nd. My son was born September 2nd. So September is a very rooted month for me. you know, and
Also very expensive.
yeah.
Birthday, anniversary.
True that. My mother's anniversary was on September 29th.
It's el Gordo y la Flaca anniversary.
All
We just celebrated
right.
23
Dang, I got
years
nothing in
the air.
September.
23. You gotta find something on September.
Yeah,
Wow.
but anyway, it's a special month, so
Yes.
we hope that everybody continues to, you know,
And we love the Paley Center.
yes,
Oh my
continues
God,
to
yes.
connect with us. And thank you for having us on. We really appreciate it. And for
Oh,
everyone that's
absolutely.
watching, thank you. We love you.
We'll see
For
you
all
on the table.
Thank you for all the years of love and support you've given me through my music. And it's really, I feel blessed to be able to live my life doing what I love the most, you
Me
know,
too.
and
Talk,
it's a
talk,
beautiful
talk,
thing.
talk, talk, talk.
Listen, after
And now
all
I've
the
got this
teaching-
one for you. My best production, her and her brother,
Favorito.
Fosforito. That's going to be her new nickname. Emily
I like that.
Fosforito Estefan.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
I love it. I love it. And after all the teases, there's no way anybody who's watching this right now is not going to go to Facebook Watch to watch Red Table Talk. There's no way.
You won't regret it.
We'll wait for you at the table.
Yes. Well, thank you so much. And thank you all for joining us here at Paley Front Row. And of course, the Paley Center has a YouTube page. You can check that out for more content. And you can check out the website, paleycenter.org. Thank you so much for having all of us here. And we'll see you next time. Happy Hispanic Heritage Month.
Thank you.
Eso!
Yes.
Yeah.